8:15 on Sunday, 21st of July. Just a little update for today. So as you can see, it's been raining. Can't complain. It hasn't rained very much since we've been here. Still quite warm though. Oh, this is going to be our log stacking area. So as we chop up logs, this is where we're going to stack them. So you can see we've made great progress so far. We've got, what is that, 6 logs. That'll last us ages. Yeah, we've got to sort that out. Hopefully we're getting the wood stove fitted at some point. We're having a little bit of problem getting some contractors in to do it. People just keep not turning up and just generally being quite unreliable, so it's taking a little bit of time. But oh, let me just close this window, otherwise we're going to get cold. Oh. So yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll get it done soon. So this is around the side of the house, still quite clear. Round the back, oh, it's quite dark, sorry. Round the back, it's looking a little bit worse actually, which is generally how these things go. Always looks a bit worse before it looks better. But we did some work. Jem's doing work to the guttering at the moment, and he was actually up a ladder scraping all the moss off the roof today because the roof is just full of moss. But I'm going to continue work on this bit this week. Haven't done anything here for the last few days because I've been distracted by working on the terraces around the side. That enclosure that I talk about quite a lot. I've been working up there for the last 2 days, clearing the cotoneaster away, so I'll show you up there now. It's looking quite good. We've actually decided that I think this is where we're going to put our chickens when they come back from holiday at my mum's. Thanks, Mum. I'm sorry they're still with you. We will take them back soon as we've got something sorted for them. You can see what a difference it's made taking that cotoneaster out. Look at that. It's actually quite a big bit of flat land, which we don't see very often. Oh, I'm sorry it's so dark. It's just so cloudy and rainy. So this is the hearthstone, which is going to get cleaned and brought back to the house. And then yeah, you can see how much we've cleared here. Absolutely loads. Me and Emmy have been really busy. So I'm probably going to repeat a little bit of what I said yesterday, but just to explain that, yeah, we're cutting this cotoneaster back into branches like this, and then me and Emmy have been busy stacking them against the trees. Oh, can you just see that? You can see them stacked kind of against the base of the trees, which is inspired by a very inspirational lady called Colette O'Neill at Bealton Cottage in Ireland, and she calls it chop and drop, which is like my mantra as I'm chopping and dropping everything. And the idea is that it creates a habitat for small animals around the bases of the trees, but also that over time it mulches down and actually creates really rich soil around the trees and helps them to grow well. There's another spot here where we've done it around the small sycamore tree, and there's another spot up there where I've been mulching around an oak. So just trying to improve the soil, improve the habitat for small animals. Down here is the other terrace, and where I took the photo of the mushroom and me and Emmy were climbing on the tree is just down there. Just give you a bit of context of where I am. I think what I'll do now, if my phone lasts long enough, is I'll try and take you down the road actually. I don't think I've done that yet, have I? Taking you down the road. And it's quite an interesting perspective on the land. And you get to see the rock. And it makes you realise that actually what we've bought is a massive lump of rock with a really tiny thin layer of soil on it, with trees growing on it. And I'll show you what I mean when I get down there. Because everywhere you dig, there's just rock. Yeah, we bought a rock face, basically. Here we go, past Emmy's mud kitchen. Which she is absolutely loving. And doesn't she have the best view for a mud kitchen? Isn't that amazing? With the sound of the river as well. Okay. Oh, I have to show you these. Jem took these from a fallen tree. Aren't they cool? It's ivy that has grown around a tree, so it's kind of got the shape of the tree to it. It's cool. Jem was really pleased with them and was making noises about making them into some kind of art piece, which sounds pretty cool. I was sceptical at first, I've got to say, but he's winning me round to the idea. Look at these, they're cute. Oops, focus phone. There we go. Cute, aren't they? Left by the previous resident. We found out some interesting things about the previous residents. Just, we kind of have always felt like there's a really strong female presence here. Both me and Jem have said that like on a number of occasions, but as it turns out, the last two occupants were both elderly gentlemen living on their own, and for quite a long time. So we don't actually really know who the last woman was to live here actually. It's quite interesting because it's definitely got I don't know, it feels like there used to be a strong female presence here, definitely. This is part of the wall that me and Emmy have been uncovering. Trying to do it quite sympathetically, just to uncover the wall, but not, you know, strip everything back. This is where it hasn't been done. So we are going to make our way down the track here, just to tidy it up and so it's not so overgrown. So I'm going to go out onto the road. Just check there's no cars. There probably won't be any at this time of night on a Sunday. So you can see up here what I mean about the rock. Can you see it? It's actually just sheer rock. And that's basically what our land is sitting on. Like I say, just a thin layer of soil. Can you see that? Sheer rock. So it's no wonder every time we dig anything, there's just loads of stones. And it's all slate, so as soon as you hit it with a spade, it just splinters as well. Which is handy. These are some trees that came down last year. There was a really interesting photo I found actually on a local Facebook group that showed all these trees that had fallen down here and completely blocked this road. And the poor neighbour had to come and sort it out because there was nobody living in Abertaff at that point. So the neighbour had to come and sort it out. This is a good shot of the bridge. Isn't it lovely? I'll see. I don't know if my phone's going to last. I'm really sorry if I get cut off. I'm going to try and quickly get you a shot of the river, because it is really pretty. You see all the Himalayan balsam here. It's really pretty. I actually really like it, even though I know it's an invasive species, and I think it's really pretty. Look at that, isn't that gorgeous? And the bees love it. Now, I'm not sure what this tree is. I think it might be a willow. But this is still our land. This is still our land here. So I can go down and have a closer look at it. me show you the river. Look, isn't she beautiful? That's our river. And everything to the left is all ours. And then everything to the right is the neighbours. Can you hear it? Absolutely gorgeous. Let me see if I can just get you a shot of over the road. It's actually even prettier on this side. Sounds so nice, doesn't it? Even though it makes me want to eat all the time. I still really like it, it's lovely. Oh dear. So yeah, there we go. These are all our trees. It still doesn't feel real. All of that. And all the way down. So surreal. Some really big trees in there. There's our house. Hi, Avatar! We've been discussing about taking all the concrete render off and liming it, which helps the building to breathe and let all the moisture out because it's really damp. And it's the concrete render that's keeping all of the moisture inside. It's really expensive. It's really expensive. So we're looking at different options and trying to work out different ways of doing it. Yeah, but we've got to somehow sort the damp out, so the render's got to come off anyhow. I'm not sure what the alternatives are to liming. Maybe there's an alternative that we haven't found out about yet. We'll see. We've seen loads and loads of wrens this week. Loads of wrens. And 2 sheep wandered onto our land as well, which was rather exciting. And they were just down there on the side of the river, actually eating the Japanese knotweed, which was quite handy. We don't know where they came from. Jem's theory is that they waded across the river. I'm not sure, maybe. Maybe they did. But in any case, they've gone now. I'm not sure where they've gone. Wandered off somewhere. This is all Japanese knotweed here. We've decided not to go, definitely not to go the chemical route. Neither of us want to go down that route. It's such a destructive method. You can see that's what's happened here. Somebody sprayed it with glyphosate and look at the destruction it's caused. It's killed everything. So we're going to try and treat it organically. We're going to try, at first we're going to try pulling it out and burning it and see how that goes. And keep you updated on progress. Oh, here's the steps down to the river. Let's see if I can get down here without slipping. It's a bit wet and I'm in my wellies instead of my hiking boots, so it can get a bit slippery. Here's our steps that we discovered. So great. It's so nice that we can actually just walk down to the river. It's such a luxury. Honestly, it's brilliant. Before we had to go kind of sliding down this really steep hill, which was quite good fun, but not always the safest option. So now it's great, we can just come down the steps and we're here. Look at this. Here's the river. How fab is that? We've been hearing the fish jumping out of it. Beautiful sound. Just hearing them jumping out. So nice. We've talked about possibly doing building some jetties out onto the river so that we can lay on the jetties and dangle our feet in and look for fish, because they're definitely in there, and the water's so clear you can see really clearly actually. So if you laid on the end of a jetty looking into the water, you'd definitely see fish swimming by. And we just thought that would be a really nice thing for Emmy to be able to come down here and do. Ah, evidence of sheep fertilising our land for us. The best kind of fertiliser there is. Yep, quite a lot of Japanese knotweed down here. Apparently goats like eating it. So, you know, did say to Jem, maybe we should get a couple of goats. We'll see. We'll see. Let's go back up. I'm surprised my phone's lasted so well. It just goes to show, sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Apparently one of the guys who used to live here, not the last guy but the previous one, so we're talking quite a long time ago, apparently he just used to get his rubbish from the house and then just throw it down here instead of putting it out for the rubbish men. So when I come to clearing this bit, I'm expecting to find quite a lot of rubbish. And it does go away down and it looks really boggy. In some ways it's kind of interesting to see people's rubbish, because you kind of get a picture of them, which is quite interesting actually. But not always the most fun job. Look at these. Aren't they cool? Go on, phone. Focus. They're cool. So many different types of mosses and fungus, lichens and ferns, because it's so damp here. Something in there, look, I don't know what that is. So many. Endless. And of course it's changing all the time as well, because as the season's progressing and changing. There's this pink one here. So it's like that yellow one I showed you earlier, but this time it's pink. Well, I don't want to wander back into the trees because it's just going to be too dark, I think. My phone's not really focusing. Honestly. There we go.